Hello everyone, this is Steven from YogaWorks, and in this little movement snack we'll go to some really amazing feeling shoulder stretches. Often our shoulders are bearing the brunt of our bad posture or sitting in one position the whole day, and this will provide some quick movement in all directions of these joints. Now I've got a strap here for the first movement. You could also use a belt or even a long towel or a piece of clothing. All of this will work. So I'm holding this belt quite wide with the hands, and all I'm going to do is lift the arms up and move them back behind me. And then lifting up, I'm trying to keep the elbows quite straight, and then forward and down. You'll notice forward is quite easy until you get to the highest point, and then up and back. That's a little bit challenging because we don't spend a lot of time in those positions. So do that a few times. If you're holding the strap too close like this, I'll just show you, then you probably feel like you have to force it a little bit to get that back behind you. This is not what we're after, so just grab it a little bit wider, and so you can quite easily complete these movements. And if you find you have a little bit of extra space, it's not so challenging anymore, then you can always hold the strap a little bit closer. So move your hands closer together. Let's do 3 more. Reaching up and forward. 2 more. And last one. Slowly release. You can place the strap off to the side. You can do all of these movements sitting, but I just decided to be standing because we're sitting enough as it is, so probably standing up will do you good. Lift the right arm up. Bend your right elbow so that the right hand goes behind the back of the head, and then with the other hand just lightly lengthen that elbow up and a little bit over the head. Don't force anything, there's no need to push and pull your body into position. It is fine just as it is. All we're trying to do is stretch the tricep here, the back of the upper arm, and maybe get into the side body lower down as well. Couple of breaths here. What often happens here is that the head gets pushed forward, your breath stops. So if that's the case, you can hold your forearm instead, or just don't hold anything and just hold the arm where it is without forcing. Couple of breaths. The smoother and calmer the breath is, the more benefit you'll find from these exercises. You can release, shake the shoulders out for a moment, and then lift the left arm. Bend your left elbow, and if you like help with the other hand, again, if it's hard to hold that elbow, then you can hold your wrist or your forearm or your other hand. It doesn't really matter, just adapt the pose so that it works for you. We're getting to tricep, the whole side body, the lats. And then if you want, you could press your head a little bit back into the arm. And then again, soften the breath. Take a few smoother, softer breaths here. And then slowly release. Shake the shoulders out for a moment. Nice, and then take your left arm, take it across the chest, keep the arm straight, and with the other arm, hook it somewhere halfway that forearm and pull the elbow in close. Now if you're going to let the shoulder come all the way forward, this won't do a lot, so we need to move the shoulder blades back. So see if you can do that. Move the shoulders back, and then what I'm also doing is I'm pressing this left arm out into the right as if it wants to escape. So I'm creating a little bit of tension in the outer shoulder there. Another breath or so. Relax as much as you can. And then release. You can roll the shoulders out in between every movement, and then take the right arm across. Straighten the elbow, don't bend it, otherwise this won't do a lot. And then hook the left arm, pull the right bicep close to your chest, and then move the shoulders a little bit back. Good. Again, I'm resisting a bit with the right arm out into the left forearm. And this creates some nice tension, nice stretch in the outer right shoulder. And then release. Again, roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then I'm going to turn sideways for the next one so you can see better. This one, I'm going to clasp the hands behind the lower back and then just move the hands a little bit behind me and slightly away from the back as much as there's space. You can try straighten the elbows, but if the elbows don't straighten for you, then this is not an essential part. And then if this doesn't work, if it's hard to clasp your hands, you've got your strap or your towel or your belt nearby, so you can hold this in the hands as well and move the shoulders back. That will also work. Actually, that's a really good option. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you and draw the shoulders slightly down. Slowly release. And then we've got one last movement, which is one that we don't do often. It's internal rotation of the shoulder joint. So for this, I'm going to turn with my back to you so you can see this. I'm placing the right hand, the back of the right hand on the lower back. If I can wiggle a little bit higher. And then with the other hand, I'm either going to help with the forearm, or if there's space, see if I can reach that elbow and then wiggle a little bit more in. And then just hold this for a couple of breaths. Standing up tall or sitting tall, whatever is the case. And then here I'm pushing the back of the right hand onto around the mid-back. So create a little bit of pressure with the hand onto your back. A couple of breaths here. And just feel what's happening inside the right shoulder joint when you do this. It's often a movement that's a little bit lacking for our shoulder joints. We're not very strong in this position. And then release that. Just release slowly. Roll the shoulders again. Just feel the difference after doing one side. And then the left hand, I'll place it on the lower back. I'll show you again from the back. If there's space, wiggle it up a little bit higher. Then right hand can either help with the wrist, the forearm, or maybe the elbow. And if there's space, wiggle up a little bit more. And then just hold this for a couple of breaths. Doesn't need to be long. This is internal rotation of your arm bone in the shoulder joint. And I'm pressing the back of the left hand into my back. Somewhere in the mid-back, or maybe some of you are between the shoulder blades. Or you can be lower down in the lower back. If this is a bit of a sticky movement for you, that's fine. And then slowly release that. Shake the shoulders out. And just feel the space you've created, the energy that comes with just moving your body for a little bit like this, ready for whatever comes your way. Thank you so much for practicing. See you again soon. Take care.